Teppei Arima starts his day like any normal guy morning routine with his parents, feeling pumped, full of that warm family energy. Little does he know, this is the absolute last time he'll ever see them alive. Fast forward, and we find him at their graves, paying respects, still raw from the loss. Right then, because the universe clearly decided his life needed more chaos, he spots a fancy horse-drawn carriage being chased down the road by three absolute clowns in a jeep, driving like maniacs. Instead of minding his own business like a sane person, Teppei grabs his bike and dives straight into the mess. One of the attackers pulls a gun, things turn deadly in seconds, but the carriage driver Alfred, this ridiculously loyal butler-bodyguard hybrid who looks like he could bench press a tank, steps up. He disarms the gun guy with pro-level moves, then goes toe-to-toe with another dude wielding a knife, showing he's way more than just a driver. All that violence makes the horses freak out. The carriage loses control, veers wildly, and tumbles off a crazy height straight into the forest below. Teppei doesn't hesitate, he leaps inside to protect the girl passenger. They crash hard, hold on to each other for dear life as everything spins, and somehow both wake up completely unharmed. The girl wakes up, dusts herself off, and calmly introduces herself as Charlotte Hazelring, Princess of Hazelring. Yeah, sure, totally normal thing to say after a near-death carriage flip. Alfred pulls up in a sleek limo like the whole chase was just a minor inconvenience. Charlotte gives Teppei a sweet cheek kiss goodbye, pure rom-com moment, and they part ways. Teppei finally checks his phone, 4 unread messages piling up, classic. He rushes to this ultra-luxury hotel to meet its owner, Isshin Arima. Security guards block him at the door like typical stuck-up hotel bouncers, refusing to believe some scruffy kid has business there. Just as they're about to toss him out, the old man himself, Isshin, shows up, vouches for him, and drops the bombshell. He's Teppei's grandfather from his mother's side. They only recently reconnected after Teppei's parents were murdered. Teppei immediately lays it out. He's going after revenge, full-on bloody payback against whoever killed his mom and dad. Isshin shuts that down hard, says it's reckless and dangerous, but still drags him to a massive ballroom party anyway, even though Teppei is still in his dirty, blood and dirt-covered clothes from the morning fight. In front of a room full of well-dressed, loaded elites, Isshin announces that Teppei is now the official successor to the Arima Financial Combine, this gigantic mega-corporation. The crowd gasps, whispers explode, and then Isshin casually adds that this same scruffy kid just saved the actual royal princess of Hazelring earlier that day. Teppei's pissed that his grandfather sprung the whole "you're the heir now" thing on him without warning. But Isshin calms him down, says he won't block the revenge plans. But as the new head of the family empire, Teppei's about to make a ton of powerful enemies and needs to start building real alliances fast. Most of the people approaching Teppei are fake as hell, plastic smiles, empty compliments, the kind of rich phonies who'd sell their grandma for a better stock tip. But one guy stands out, Vincent van Hossen. He seems genuine, introduces his young daughter, little Maria, and not so subtly mentions he has another daughter Teppei should meet sometime. Overwhelmed by the attention and the sudden shift from orphan to billionaire, Teppei slips away for a breather. The loyal maid Yu Fujikura, sweet, caring, total Lily energy, takes care of him, cleaning him up and making sure he's okay. While catching his breath, he glances out the window and sees a girl practicing swordplay with serious grace. Intrigued and maybe a little thirsty, he rushes outside to compliment her skills. She immediately turns and attacks him. They duel with wooden swords perfectly matched, blow for blow, like they were born to spar each other. Just as it's getting intense, Isshin and Vincent step in to stop them from actually beating the crap out of one another. Turns out the girl is Sylvia van Hossen, Vincent's daughter, and Teppei's newly arranged fiancée. Yeah, because of course she is. The party wraps up, they head home in the limo. Isshin confesses he feels guilty for putting Teppei in this forced engagement situation, comparing it to how he once forced a certain path on his own daughter. Still, he reassures Teppei that the relationship with Sylvia is ultimately his choice. They arrive at the absurdly luxurious mansion Isshin, set up for him sprawling grounds, endless maids, bedroom the size of a small house. Teppei collapses on the bed, mind racing between the mysterious Princess Charlotte and his new fiancée Sylvia. He wonders if arranged marriages and multiple love interests are just standard procedure in the ultra-rich world. The next morning, he gets ready for his first day at the ridiculously prestigious Yo Academy, already sensing this is going to be anything but normal. First day at Yo Academy, and everyone's staring at Teppei like he's an alien because he's the new Arima heir, obviously. To escape the constant gawking, he ducks into the glamorous cafeteria and accidentally bumps into Seika Hujuan, the iron-fisted president of the ultra-exclusive social club. She immediately scolds him for having an unbuttoned collar and gets all up in his space, fixing it like an overbearing mom. Her two loyal sidekicks, Erika and Ayano, are mortally offended that Teppei has no clue who Seika is. She's basically school royalty. The rest of the day is nonstop attention. Teachers fawn, principal acts weirdly deferential, classmates swarm him. One guy, Mizu, tries to buddy up, but they get instantly mobbed and he can't even finish introducing himself. Then Charlotte shows up out of nowhere, thrilled to see him again. She hugs him so enthusiastically, they lose balance and end up in a very compromising position on a classroom desk full adult film energy. Right at that moment, someone walks in, sees the scene, freaks out, and runs away in embarrassment. Later, at lunch with Charlotte, Teppei spots Sylvia heading to the fencing hall. He confesses the whole arranged fiancé situation and how stressed he is about the desk misunderstanding. Charlotte, ever the helpful one, suggests they go clear it up at the fencing club. There, they see Sylvia sparring technically perfect but totally lacking passion, like she's lonely and missing a real challenge. Charlotte encourages her to duel Teppei. Sylvia accepts. They fight. She wins. But she's unsatisfied because it wasn't a true test. She demands a rematch, in traditional Japanese sword style, at the dojo. Conveniently, someone shows up with Teppei's Japanese sword right on cue. They face off again, Sylvia in Western fencing stance, Teppei in classic dojo form. The fight is lightning fast. In a blink, both have swords at each other's throats. It looks like a draw, but Teppei gracefully admits Sylvia drew faster. They shake hands. A real sense of respect and budding friendship forms. Charlotte jumps in for a warm group hug. On the ride home, Yu suggests Teppei try joining the social club. Both Charlotte and Sylvia already recommended him. The club building is massive, like its own palace. Inside, he overhears people trash-talking his arrival. Seika isn't thrilled about letting him in and makes it clear. But since the club is hosting a big party in a week, she challenges him. Master proper etiquette by then or no membership. Teppei spends the next days grinding, practicing how to drink coffee elegantly, keeping perfect posture, learning ballroom dance steps. Late one night while studying, Yu brings him coffee. The simple gesture reminds him of his mom doing the same thing when he was younger. Emotional moment hits hard. Yu opens up about her own life, grew up an orphan until Ishin took her in, gave her purpose as a maid. She's deeply grateful and honored to serve his grandson now. Next morning, Teppei keeps practicing etiquette on the way to school. Seika notices his effort and gets annoyed, feeling like everyone sees her as the bad guy for being so strict. She overhears students gossiping about her, which just reinforces it. Back with his friends, they realize his progress is still pretty weak. Seika suggests approaching etiquette like martial arts training drills, repetition, discipline. The idea clicks and motivates everyone to push harder. Party night arrives, Teppei shows up, dances with Charlotte, charms the room with unexpected charisma. Seika can't deny he pulled it off, but still rejects him. New challenge? Host your own party to social club standards and maybe then she'll consider him. Teppei decides to host at a hot springs resort, traveling by train so his rich classmates can experience a normal people vacation spot. Ticket machines confuse half the girls. Seika handles it like a pro and earns respect. At the resort rooms are comfy, Teppei insists Yu join the girls' room instead of staying separate like a maid. She's awkward about it, but happy. Boys' side, Teppei becomes the ringleader of a classic peeping scheme, assuring everyone he's an expert at making it look accidental. Girls anticipate it, Sophia brings her sword to the bath just in case. War breaks out, boys eavesdrop through the wall, hear body talk, one guy can't handle it and charges, gets wrecked. Trapdoors, mines, figurative, chaos. Eventually, only Teppei is left. He steps wrong, gets launched sky high like a human rocket. Girls see a shooting star, it's him flying toward them, boys technically win the war. Girls beat them up, except Yu, who offers to undress if ordered maid loyalty on another level. Everyone forgives. They spend the day playing table tennis, karaoke, eating, vacation vibes. Nighttime girl talk in the bedroom, Charlotte, Sylvia, Seika, Yu all admit they're into Teppei. They make the hot springs pact no jealousy, no resentment, no matter who he chooses, or if he picks someone else entirely. Next morning, Alfred chases Teppei over Charlotte drama. She twists her ankle. Teppei carries her to the infirmary. Rose petals fall from the sky, giant white blimp appears. A guy skydives down and lands perfectly in front of Charlotte. It's William, Major Hazelrink businessman and her supposed fiancé. Everyone's stunned silent. Charlotte looks miserable and shocked. Teppei's jaw drops. The whole scene screams forced political marriage drama. Hartman leaves after some business talk with Ishin, but the damage is done. Charlotte's engaged to this flashy tycoon. Teppei invites Charlotte to Arima Hills Hotel to cheer her up, dinner date vibes. She perks up and agrees. Meanwhile, whispers of bigger trouble. Sylvia overhears her father Vincent on the phone talking about secret nuclear silos being built by a mysterious third country to sabotage the alliance between Hazelrink and Farish, their homelands. Sylvia confronts Charlotte about it. Charlotte denies knowing anything, says her dad probably doesn't either. They realize someone's eavesdropping turns out to be Seika, who promises to keep the secret. Seika also drops that her news mogul uncle heard rumors of an attack on Arima Hills tonight. Charlotte gets a message from Teppei confirming their hotel meetup. She heads there confidently, thinking Teppei can help if something goes wrong. Charlotte arrives at the suite Teppei booked for their meetup. She opens the door, room's empty, lights flicker, then total blackout hits the entire Arima Hills hotel. Boom, lights out. Armed intruders, bombs, betrayal. This is where Princess Lover goes full action thriller. Who do you think gets shot first? Comment your guesses below. If you're loving this wild ride, hit like, subscribe for the full breakdown. Don't forget to share with your anime squad.